I told my wife to fuck off and that she's a selfish bitch for letting her aunt take my daughter somewhere special. I have been trying to take my daughter too for over 2 years. My daughter Zoe just turned 9 last month. For the past 2.5 years, I've been planning this one special trip for her. Hamilton was coming to a theater about 3 hours away from us, and Zoe had been obsessed with the soundtrack since she was 6. I'm talking she knew every single word to every single song. She'd walk around the house rapping the fast parts and everything. So back when tickets first went on sale, I bought 2 of them. Good seats too, not the cheap ones in the back. I'm talking row 12, center section. Cost me almost $600 total, but I didn't care. I wanted this to be perfect. I booked a hotel room at this place that had a pool because Zoe loves swimming. I planned to take her to this diner she'd been begging to go to that's in that city. The whole thing was gonna be this massive surprise for her 10th birthday coming up in 4 months. I didn't tell anyone the specifics except my wife Kelly. I told her back when I bought the tickets that this was going to be our thing, me and Zoe. Father-daughter trip. She said it sounded great and that Zoe would love it. Last Tuesday I came home from work and Zoe was practically bouncing off the walls. She ran up to me screaming about how she just had the best day ever. I asked her what happened and she started going on and on about how Aunt Deborah took her to see Hamilton that afternoon. Matinee showing. Said it was the most amazing thing she'd ever seen in her whole life. I just stood there. I couldn't even move. Kelly was in the kitchen acting like nothing was wrong. I asked Zoe to go play in her room for a bit and she skipped off still talking about the show. I walked into the kitchen and asked Kelly what the hell just happened. She said her aunt called her yesterday and said she had 2 tickets to Hamilton and wanted to take Zoe as an early birthday present. Kelly told her sure and took Zoe out of school early to go. I asked her why she didn't tell me or ask me first. She said it was last minute and she didn't think it was a big deal. I reminded her that I had tickets for the exact same show in 4 months, that I'd been planning this for over 2 years, that this was supposed to be my surprise. She just shrugged and said Deborah was being generous and she didn't want to seem ungrateful by saying no. Said I could still take Zoe again and she'd probably enjoy seeing it twice. That's when I lost it. I told her she was being a selfish bitch for not even considering that maybe she should check with me first. That she just let her aunt swoop in and steal something I'd been working toward for years. That the whole point was the surprise and now it was completely ruined. Kelly got mad and said I was overreacting. That it's just a show and I was being ridiculous for making such a big deal out of it. She said her aunt spent her own money and time to do something nice and I should be grateful Zoe got to experience it at all. I told her to fuck off. I said she clearly didn't give a shit about what was important to me or about the effort I'd put into planning something special for our daughter. I grabbed my keys and left. I drove around for like 2 hours. I had these tickets sitting in my email still, a hotel reservation. I'd been putting aside money from every paycheck for months to make sure we had spending cash for the trip. I had a whole plan for the day of, where we'd park, where we'd eat before the show, everything. When I got back home, Kelly was already in bed with the door locked. I slept on the couch. The next morning, she left for work before I got up. Zoe asked me at breakfast why I seemed upset, and I told her I wasn't feeling well. The thing is, I can't even be mad at Zoe. She didn't know. And I can't be mad at Deborah because Kelly never told her about my plans either. This is completely on Kelly. I called the ticket company to see if I could get a refund, and they said no refunds unless the show gets canceled. So that's $600 down the drain. I canceled the hotel, and at least got most of that money back, but they kept a $50 cancellation fee.